Have you ever felt like you're meant for more? Like Allah has placed something special inside you that the world hasn't seen yet? Maybe it's the desire to build, to give, to grow, or to break free from limitations. That feeling isn't random. It could be a divine sign. Allah may have chosen you to receive abundant rizq, not just for yourself, but to uplift others and fulfill a greater purpose. In this video, we're uncovering the secret to unlocking what's already written for you. Because the truth is, your rizq is not missing. It's just waiting for you to rise, to realign, and to receive. From Qur'anic wisdom to prophetic principles, you'll discover how wealth is not earned by effort alone, but by aligning your heart, actions, and intentions with Allah's divine system. If you've ever felt called to something bigger, this message might be the sign your soul has been waiting for. 1. Divine selection. Allah chose you for a greater purpose. Sometimes a person's heart is stirred with a deep inner feeling that they are meant for something greater. In Islam, this isn't just self-belief. It can be a sign that Allah has chosen you for a specific purpose. Allah does not create anyone without wisdom. When someone feels called toward abundance, generosity, and responsibility, it may be a part of their divine path. Being chosen for wealth isn't about pride or status. It's about amana, trust. Allah gives wealth to those He knows can handle it with care, gratitude, and compassion. If Allah places dreams of prosperity in your heart, paired with a desire to uplift others, that's not random. It's guidance. Wealth becomes a tool, not a destination. Throughout Islamic history, many of the righteous were both spiritually elevated and materially blessed, like Prophet Sulaiman, alayhi salam, who was granted a kingdom unlike any other, yet remained deeply humble and obedient. When you feel driven to build, give, and grow, it could be a spiritual nudge, your test and your chance. So, if Allah is moving your heart toward growth and provision, know that it's part of something bigger. The first step is to recognize the calling and rise to meet it. 2. Rizq is already written. It's not lost, just awaiting you. In Islam, one of the most powerful truths is that rizq, sustenance, is already written by Allah for every soul. Before we are even born, our provision is decreed. This belief removes the burden of desperation and replaces it with trust. What is meant for you will never go to another, and what goes to another was never meant for you. However, written rizq is not the same as automatic delivery. It unfolds through effort, kasb, faith, iman, and timing. Sometimes you may feel like you're working hard but seeing little result. That's not because your rizq is denied. It may simply be that the time hasn't arrived, or that Allah is preparing your heart to handle the blessing without arrogance or harm. Allah doesn't withhold out of cruelty, but out of wisdom. He knows when you're spiritually and emotionally ready to carry the weight of wealth. Your rizq might be hidden in a test, in a delay, or even in a redirection. Rather than chasing it blindly, align your heart with trust and your actions with purpose. The doors of provision often open when we stop striving in panic and start walking with tawakkul, complete trust in Allah's perfect plan. 3. Ayah reference, Surah Ar-Ra'd 13:26, and the reality of provision. Allah states in Surah Ar-Ra'd verse 26, Allah extends provision for whom He wills and restricts it, and they rejoice in the worldly life while the worldly life is not, compared to the hereafter, except brief enjoyment. This powerful verse reveals that provision is entirely under Allah's control. He gives freely to whom He wills and withholds with purpose. Both expansion and limitation of wealth a part of His divine wisdom, not a reflection of a person's worth or ability. Sometimes we see someone with little effort gaining much, and another striving hard with minimal outcome. This is not injustice, it's divine balance, based on what each soul needs and can bear. The verse also reminds us that material wealth is not the ultimate goal. Those who become overly attached to worldly success may forget that the real reward lies in the hereafter. This doesn't mean we shouldn't seek wealth, but that our intention must be pure, and our focus should remain on Allah. Understanding this ayah helps the believer to stay humble in abundance and patient in scarcity. It teaches that wealth is not earned by might alone, but by Allah's will, unfolded at the perfect time. 4. Alignment with taqwa. The key to expanding rizq taqwa, or God consciousness, is one of the most powerful forces in a believer's life. It's not just about avoiding sin, but about living every moment with the awareness that Allah is watching, guiding, and sustaining you. When a person aligns their life with taqwa, making choices that reflect honesty, modesty, patience, and obedience, they naturally attract Allah's blessings, including an increase in rizq. In Surah At-Talaq 65:2-3, Allah promises, "And whoever fears Allah, He will make for him a way out and will provide for him from where he does not expect." This means that taqwa opens doors that effort alone cannot. It creates unseen pathways to provision, solutions in impossible situations, and ease in the midst of hardship. Taqwa also cleanses the heart of greed, pride, and desperation, traits that often block spiritual and material growth. A person with taqwa earns with integrity and spends with humility. Their trust in Allah keeps them grounded during delays and grateful during abundance. True richness begins when your actions, thoughts, and intentions are in harmony with what pleases Allah. Rizq isn't just money, it's peace, opportunity, and barakah, and all of that flows more freely to the one who lives with taqwa. 5. The power of gratitude and intention. Multiplying what you have gratitude, shukr, is not just a feeling, it is a powerful spiritual principle that increases what you already possess. In Surah Ibrahim 14:7, Allah declares, "If you are grateful, I will surely increase you." This increase can come in the form of wealth, peace, opportunities, or unseen blessings. When a believer constantly acknowledges Allah's favors, no matter how small, they open the door to more provision. But gratitude must be paired with sincere intention, niyah. Islam teaches that every deed is judged by its intention. When your goal for seeking wealth is to help others, serve your family, and use it in ways that please Allah, your pursuit becomes an act of worship. Intention gives purpose to effort and transforms ordinary actions into blessed ones. Many people chase money without understanding why, and they end up feeling empty. But those who seek wealth with a heart full of gratitude and a purpose rooted in faith find that even little becomes enough, and enough becomes abundance. Gratitude beautifies what you have, and intention gives direction to what you seek. Together, they form a powerful formula that not only attracts more rizq, but makes your existing blessings deeply meaningful. 6. Giving to receive. The hidden door to abundance. One of the most beautiful and mysterious truths in Islam is that giving opens the door to receiving. This may seem contradictory in the material world, where giving often means losing. But in the spiritual system designed by Allah, sadaqah, charity, and generosity are keys to unlocking divine provision and barakah, blessing. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Charity does not decrease wealth." Muslim. meaning that what you give in the way of Allah actually multiplies in return, in both visible and invisible ways. Giving purifies the soul from attachment to wealth and reflects trust in Allah as the true provider. When you share your resources, even a little, with those in need, you demonstrate selflessness and faith. This act is so beloved to Allah that He replaces it with something better, either through financial return, protection from harm, or increased contentment. Moreover, giving with sincerity transforms your relationship with money. You no longer see it as something to hoard, but as a tool to do good. And when you become a channel for benefit to others, Allah continues to pour rizq through you. The more you give, the more capacity you build to receive, not just wealth, but divine favor and inner richness. 7. Trust in Allah's timing. The rizq will reach you when you are ready. One of the hardest lessons in life is learning to wait with faith. Often people wonder why their efforts haven't yet brought the wealth or success they're striving for. But Islam teaches that rizq doesn't just arrive through effort. It arrives through Allah's perfect timing. What is meant for you will come, but only when you are spiritually, emotionally, and practically prepared to handle it. Sometimes the delay is a mercy. If wealth came too early, it might lead to arrogance, wastefulness, or neglect of your responsibilities toward others and Allah. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, waits until your heart is ready, until your values, mindset, and habits are strong enough to carry the blessing without breaking under it. The Prophet Yusuf, alayhi salam, spent years in hardship and prison before he rose to a position of immense power. That period of delay wasn't rejection, it was preparation. In the same way, what may feel like a pause in your journey could actually be a period of training for what's ahead. Trusting Allah's timing means surrendering control while continuing to strive with excellence. It means believing that Allah hasn't forgotten you. He's preparing you. And when the time is right, your rizq will arrive effortlessly. Remember, if Allah has placed the desire for growth and abundance in your heart, it's not by accident. Your rizq is written. Your job is to trust, align, and act with purpose. At Purpose Deen, we believe every soul has a divine path, and wealth can be a powerful tool when guided by faith. If this video inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe to stay connected with more powerful reminders. May Allah open endless doors of halal rizq for you, fill your heart with peace, and make you a means of benefit to others. Comment below, Ya Allah, bless me with the rizq written for me.